Have you ever asked yourself these questions? How do you know what you know or what you believe in is true and reliable? When is knowledge considered knowledge? How is knowledge formed? Does knowledge change over time? Are there many versions of right? What do we do with differences in beliefs and opinions? Between two conflicting beliefs, how would you decide which to choose? And what would you consider as an acceptable and tolerable violation of ethics in seeking knowledge? These are just some of the questions you will come across in theory of knowledge, or TOK. Some people pronounce it talk, but some would pronounce it TOK. I personally like TOK more for clarity. For instance, compare "Did you talk about talk today?" versus "Did you talk about TOK today?" See my point? There's a little bit of TOK right here, explaining and defending my point. So anyway, what is TOK? TOK is an IB course that every IBDP student has to take. Its primary purpose is to develop critical thinking skills among learners. In other words, in TOK, you will be presented with questions about knowledge, with no single definitive answer, which means there can be many possible answers to a question. Just like in life, there can be many ways to do something. There can be multiple ways to solve a problem, although not always. This is to make you think deeply and build arguments with convincing evidence and logical explanations. So basically, all you have to do in TOK is think of an answer to a question or question your own thinking or that of others. But not people, just ideas. Support your point, develop it, and make it credible. Again, there can be many possible answers to a TOK question, and what matters most is making your answer clear, logical, developed, and convincing. I'm pretty sure that in this stage of life, in one way or another, you have been exposed to why and how questions, such as, why is BTS so popular right now? They come from a small label. Oh, small? That was years ago. It's called Big Hit. But they hit it big. How did they do it? Or questions like, why do we go to school? How do we learn effectively? What should we be learning and why? If other people are into something you don't like, should you be bothered by it? You will still meet these types of questions in TOK, but there is one major element in TOK that makes it different from just talking about a topic within a course. TOK brings it up a little higher. We will have to talk about claims and arguments about knowledge or justified true belief in one course and compare them to another. Let's take, for example, the question, is variety good or bad? There are certain fields of learning or life where variety is considered good, such as the arts, because in it there is beauty in variety. If you see paintings using the same styles, colors, or patterns, you would probably regard them as boring. Thus, you'd go for variations. The same is true in the food that we eat. We want a variety of dishes in general. How would you feel eating the same kind of food 3 times a day, 7 times a week? In history, however, we expect just one narrative of the past. Once there are variations, this would affect the credibility of the narrative itself. Moreover, in mathematics, there might be many ways to solve a mathematical problem, but we have to keep in mind that we expect to arrive at the same answer, most especially in a test. Now, why do we have to develop critical thinking skills? Why do we have to study TOK? Nowadays, misinformation, disinformation, fake news, manipulation, and scams have been sprouting, most especially online. Thus, we have to have the power to determine the truth from lies, to make informed decisions and keep ourselves away from fraud or any form of harm or danger. Also, this is one of the skills that no robot or computer can just automate, making it one of the top skills needed in the 21st century. Imagine this. Compared to job applicants, both are knowledgeable. They have decent scores in standardized exams. But when both are subjected to a test that involves analysis, logic, explanation, and persuasion, one of them did better. Obviously, you will hire the one who is more capable of thinking critically. And now that you've got a general view of the importance of TOK, let's talk about the things we will talk about in TOK. In the 2022 TOK syllabus, the following are the topics to be covered in a span of 100 hours spread out in 2 years: the core theme, optional themes, and areas of knowledge. The core theme will provide you with the tools and concepts TOK is using to set some common grounds in discussing TOK. The optional themes are our personal and societal affiliations, which shape the way we make sense of knowledge. The areas of knowledge are the ways in which we categorize ideas and concepts in order to understand and take ownership of them. What does it mean? Do we have to memorize a lot of theories, philosophies, philosophers? The answer is no. There will be a need to remember concepts, but we will focus more on the skills of thinking, reasoning, research, analysis, evaluation, comparison, and persuasion. So how will you be graded? There are 2 big assessments in TOK. We have TOK Exhibition, which accounts for 33% of the course grade, and TOK Essay, 67% of your grade. Each of these will require you to answer a question about knowledge. For TOK Exhibition, you will have to select and answer one of the 35 internal assessment prompts provided by the IB. You will then have to come up with 3 objects that you can best relate how TOK manifests in the world through a commentary of a maximum of 950 words. This is to be marked by your TOK teacher. The exhibition itself is not formally assessed, but is highly recommended to help promote TOK and showcase your thinking. This is to be done in the first year of the diploma program. The TOK essay, as the name indicates, involves the writing of an essay with a maximum of 1,600 words that is to be completed in the second year of the DB. This will require you to answer a knowledge question and relate it to at least 2 areas of knowledge. This is to be submitted directly to the IB for external marking. To wrap it up, expect a significant amount of discussions, debates, reflections, and comparison and contrast in different areas of knowledge. You will be expected to have an open mind, to respect different perspectives and points of view, and most of all, to question what you have already known and what you will learn from anything or anyone, including experts. In the discussions, you may not like a person's opinion, but make sure it's just the opinion, not the person. Otherwise, we defeat the purpose of the IB: empathy and holistic education for a better and more peaceful world.